Welcome back to this channel. Today we are talking about my newest palette. Yeah, that's not a lie. It is the Huda Beauty Empowered palette, and I do want to do two looks with it. So if you want to stay tuned and see how I like the palette, if the palette is maybe something for you, then keep on watching. Listen, I ordered this right at the release and it came in yesterday, I feel like, or the day before, I'm not sure. This is the palette. I wanted to buy it from Sephora, but Sephora didn't have any coupon code or like something that I can pull off, because this one is around $65 or $67, so it is in the 60 range, and I paid like 53 for it. I feel like I bought it at Douglas, which is, I think, a European retailer, but yeah, it is available at Sephora as well. This is the packaging, the outside packaging, by the way. I feel like this one is pretty cool as well. This is the Empowered palette. I didn't even tell you that. And what I do love about it, and I think you can definitely tell here, is that there is something written in Braille, which I absolutely love. I didn't see that in any other packaging from any other brand before, so that one is quite exciting. I don't know about the QR code. There is a QR code. I don't know. Mine doesn't pick it up, so just so you know. But yeah, this is the outside packaging, and then the palette is Huda's face with gold, and again there is a QR code on it, and then it is gold, black and white. Listen, I don't mind the packaging at all. I do have the Dusk something palette. I'm pretty sure you already know. Till Dusk, whatever it is. That is my only palette like in this bigger format I own from Huda Beauty. I do have 3 others in her smaller like 9-pen size, and listen, they are not my favorite. I do enjoy though the quality of the one I already have, and this one was right up my alley. Let's watch the inside. First of all, there is of course a big mirror. You can definitely tell I'm trying not to blend you at all, but this is the inside. I feel like you can definitely tell there is more of a cool tone approach as well as a warm tone approach with the palette. There are some golds, there are some different like textures. We do have 2 liners. This one is the black liner and this one is the brown liner. You can use both of them as a base or as a liner, which is kind of nice. And this shade here has like this swirl. This is I think like a gel, to be honest. I don't know. We do have a marble as well, and I think like there is at least one glitter or something, like a glittery shimmery top coat in here as well. And I think you can definitely tell like this is interesting. This one seems to be like at least a duochrome. Can you tell? Then maybe you can see, because I see indeed not the hot pink you see here, which is kind of interesting. I was drawn to this one because this one, this palette is the palette, or the neutral palette. I wish that the naked nude, I don't even know which one it is. I will blend in the name here. The palette that I thought would be like a brownish palette, it wasn't. It wasn't even at all, like not even a little bit. Like, listen. And I think this time we don't have any pink tones, except maybe this one here. We don't have any pink tones in it. I don't mind pink tones, but I feel like that Huda Beauty has like several palettes that are always have or include at least one pink tone, which I mean is fine if you do have the undertones or you love pink toned eye, but to be honest, I'm not into that at all. I do have warm tones, so I don't mind the pink, but I don't like want to have like 5 or 7 or 8 palettes that include the pink. You know what I mean? I do have pinks. So This one again is really, really cool. I feel like you can definitely tell that maybe this, like here in the middle, there is like the warmer tone browns, and then here you have more of a cooler tone approach, which I absolutely love. And yeah, I want to do 2 looks, one with the more warm tones, one with the more cool tones. So if you want to see that, then yeah, let's go into the tutorial part of this video. I didn't plan anything out, so we are just rolling with the vibe, I would say. I'm not even sure what I want to use today. We'll find a way. Again, I do want to have a cool toned and a warm toned approach. So let's start maybe with the more cool toned approach. At this point, I didn't swatch any of the products in the palette. So yeah, we figured it out together. I feel like I want to use Worthy as a base color. I definitely want to use primer first, but then I will use Worthy, this is the brown liner, as a base, and then we think we go with like maybe halo eye. Why not? I didn't do that in quite some time. I did prime my eyelids. I do this because I do have oily lids, and I also set it because I do have oily lids. I don't know if you already know that, you know, this one will be a little bit repetitive, but yes, that's why I just set it. And then again, using the Worthy shade, just with a flat, smaller brush. It's not as creamy, which could be great, because I mean, if you don't really like, you do have a want to do an eye like liner, I don't think that is quite good if it is too creamy. Let's put that as a base here. And then as well on the inner part of my eye. Again, this is just the base. We will go on top of it with one of the other shades, of course. So just let me put that down. That worked quite well. Now let's use the shade Confidant, which is this one. To just set that in a way, and just using that as a like setting color, if you will. Let's see if that is like deepen up the color. Again, this one will be like a smoky halo eye. And yes, I know it is neutral palette, but I do enjoy a neutral palette. Again, I do use neutral palettes every day for my job and for my profession, so I don't have time to blend out like a blue eyeshadow normally. So this one was quite intriguing, to be honest, to just like have in my collection. That is looking really, really cool. Really, really nice. Let's see. I want to blend this. I want to blend that out with the shade Big Dreams, which is this one. I'm not sure about that though. Let me see. What would I do? I want to use a winner. I think I want to use a winner. This one is a little bit more bluish tone than grayish. A little bit more gray. I don't know. It's a little bit more cool tone. I think that Big Dreams and Winner are same depth, and so yes, I want to use this one. I'm just putting that on the edges here so that I blend out the Confidant shade. Sure if I... That worked quite easily. I love the look so far. And now let's use Rebel, which is which is this shade. This is the lightest, like not the lightest warm tone, but the lightest cool tone shade. And again, I wanted to just maybe stay in the color family. And again, you can also just use maybe a warm toned as well. And just blend on top of the last shade, just blend out Winner. Oh, this is so pretty, and this really is easy to work with. Don't have any fallout, which is amazing. But yeah, that is the eye look so far. Let me repeat that on the lower lash line, and then we come to the we come to the space that we didn't put any color down yet. This is the look with adding the same shades on the lower lash line. I do love that quite a bit. Let's add 2 colors to the lid. I want to use Courageous, this one, as well as this one, which is Bold Moves. And I do want to add first the Courageous, not my first language here. So I do add that, I think, on the outer part of the lid space, like here on the borders. And then I want to add the other one in the middle. First of all, use that setting spray, of course. Do I need it? Maybe not, but I don't want to have fallout, so it is picking up quite well. So let's spray it. And then put that on the outer edges. Like so. Just so we tie everything together, and then we use the same color, of course, on the other side. I feel like I need a little bit more of the product. Just add that here, because this one is a shimmer and there will be a better blending if we do it like that and not just go in with the lightest color. And then again, we will, look at this, this is so pretty. And then we will go in with Bold Moves on the lid. Again, I will have my flat, this one is stained, it's not used. And then we will add that on my brush. That's quite, like, listen, that is quite, okay. It does pick up, but it also is kind of a little bit more flaky. Let's say it like this. I did spray that. And let's put that. Listen. That is, that. Like, listen, I didn't expect that. Let's go back into Courageous. Courageous? Not sure. And just blend these two together. Oh God, this is so pretty. Like, look at this. This is so pretty. I will do the same on the lower lash line. I finished the look and then I'll be right back. So I finished up the look. I just used a black liner, which is the Linda Hallberg Core liner. It's black core, it's the black one. And I used some lashes, of course. These are the little lashes in Mykonos Light. I do think that they fit quite well to the look in general. I feel like smoky and sexy. Like, listen, smoky and sexy it is. So first impression wise, great palette. I don't know if I really needed that liner though. Oh well, that liner though as a base. But I wish that this one would be a little bit more cooler, but it does have silver and gold reflect, so that's on my lid. I also use that in my inner corner because I'm that crazy. But I mean, in general, I absolutely love the look. Let's go to the second look. So welcome to my face a second time for the second look. I do want to use the more warm toned side, like this one. I definitely will indeed use the, let me get there, the black liner as well as this deep shade, because let's keep that real, that's the only deep shade. So yeah, let's do that. I am excited. I hope you are as well. I do know what I want to do, which is amazing, and I think I want to start with the black liner as the base. Last time we used the brown, this time we will use the black. I did try in between the palette as well, and so far it worked quite well. I definitely see that if you start with the deepest color, it has more impact, like it mostly does, as when you would start with like transition shades and so on. So again, we will use the black on a liner brush, and then we will just make a liner. This will again be our base, so you could of course do whatever you like. I just thought I wanted to do like a cut creasy look with the warm browns and maybe one of the golds or one of the coppers, depending, maybe both. We'll see about that. And then we'll like drag the liner like so. By the way, just so you know, again, I tried it several times in between the two looks, and the liner is staying really well on, even if you don't like set it. So this is the liner look. It doesn't have to be perfect. We will now smudge that a little bit, and now I need to find, we'll smudge that a little bit first on its own, and then we do put on the dark brown. I have just a little brush, and now trying to smudge that. It doesn't matter in this phase where it is going, because we definitely will clean up here in the middle of the lid. So just so you know, we don't have to be precise here. We just want to smudge it a little bit, blend it a little bit, and just have a little bit of fun. Like so. Like so. Definitely good to smudge. Let's use the deepest shade in the palette except for the liners, which is Confidant. I'm pretty sure everybody loves my Confidant with the word. And I just use it on a small brush, and I'm just stamping that on to, you know, set the liner a little bit. Again, to deepen up the whole thing. I felt like, again, when I used the palette on a daily, I felt like this is the like deepest if you get it first. I started with the last time also with the base and then the liner. You could of course skip that and just start with this shade, but I thought that would be a great opportunity. And then we blend that a little bit as well. I zoomed out just a little bit. Let's go with the shade next, that is Legacy, which is the next deepest brown, the warm tone brown, by the way. And just use it on a small pencil brush. I will rub it a little bit off my hand because this one is for blending and I don't want to have like a blob of color there. I feel like this is a good like tool to just, you know, use your hand, by the way, mirror, to just rub a little bit of pigment off if you doesn't want to flick it off or anything, just so that the pigment isn't as strong. I feel, especially for blending, I feel that is a little bit of a difference than to just go in with like full on color and everything is like too pigmented, because I do have a really small lid space and I don't want to, you know, overdo it, and I don't want to have the brown somewhere here. So just so you know, I feel like that's a good trick. I think next we will use Best Self. Listen, those warm brown tones, we could have like skipped 2 or 3 of them. I will use Best Self, which is beigey color. It is a beigey color. Again, I use the same trick. I just blend it a little bit here, blend it a little bit on my hand, just so I work it into the brush, and again, not as much product. And then we just blend the edges. Like I said, I feel like this worked the best to have a nice blending and a good blended look, not too much color. I think especially when you have colorful looks, this could save your life, because then you don't have like a blob of red or green or whatever on your eyelid and you're like, how do I blend that? You know, that is a great, I feel like that is a great trick. Don't know if that trick has already been used somewhere. I'm not aware. I don't care. I found it. I definitely didn't find it by someone. I just was trying it like this. So I feel like this blending is really, really pretty. I will use the same brush and go into the lighter shade, which is Power. Listen, I wish that this one would be a little bit lighter, because for me, this is not an inner corner highlight or anything, so I will just go on top of that, and that is precisely the look. I would do the same on the lower lash line. I will clean up the lid a little bit with eye primer, or you can use concealer, you can use anything you want, and then we'll see us again for the inner part of my lid. Cleaning up was quite easy, to be honest, because it just added a little bit on the edges of my eye primer. Now I am using a flat brush, not a fat brush, and I will use the shade Visionary, which is a purpley coppery shade, and I will just put it on my brush and I will spray this, and then we'll see. You can definitely listen, trying on the big forehead here. So I'm just spraying this. Then we put that on the lid, and especially on the outside, like here. Do you have to say I did try to use that shade in one of my looks for my everyday life, and it worked quite well. Though I was not prepared for the color, I thought totally this would be like a coppery shade. It's more of a purpley shade. It is copper purple though. Well, let's try it. Let's use just a little bit more, just so that everything is like covered. Like so. Like, look at the shade. It is super pretty. Can't complain about that one. And let's use, what are we using on the lid? I want to use maybe a gold shade. We do have two goldy shades here, this one and this one. I think I want to use this one. Yeah, I think I want to use this one just to bring it a little bit more into a goldy direction. Listen, I'm trying to use this today, and it is more of a overspray, so I'm not sure how this will react if I spray that. By the way, I didn't swatch any of the shades so far, so oh well. This one is just a top coat, I feel like. You can definitely tell it's just okay. Let's go with another shade. Is this one better? Okay, the gold is a little bit better to pick up, so the other gold. Let's try the other gold then. The other one is just didn't want to pick up, then we use this one, which hopefully won't crumble down everywhere. Okay, this one is working better. Again, I think both of those golds are more top coat shades than real like gold shades, which I have to say I don't mind, because I'm not a gold person or one that loves to have like this kind of a yellow gold on my eyelid, because fair AF. And yes, I know I could have used any of the copper shades, but I do want to have a little bit more brightness, and I felt like a gold would be better. So, it's not a bad look though. Can definitely build this up. Maybe with a glitter glue it would be even better. We're not having one here. Like so. I mean, the look is kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. I will finish up the look. I will use a white in my inner corner. I just didn't find a good shade for my inner corner. Yes, I could use that goldy silvery shade. I felt like I needed a little bit more lightness here. So I will use a white in my inner corner, just so you know. But other than this, I will finish the look and then we'll see us in 1 sec. This is the finished look. I added some gold liner. This one is the BH one in shimmer gold. I added some lashes. These ones are the Scott Barnes, I think SOCIA. Yes, the style is SOCIA. Found them really pretty. I added again some white. I just used the Lost Angeles palette, Lost in LA palette, and used this white in my inner corner. I found that it's just, I wanted to have like a bright inner corner. That you know that. So yes, this is the finished look. I do love it. Is it something like world wrecking? No, it's not. Listen, but it is really, really pretty. I do love the look. Let's talk about the palette itself. First of all, I do love the packaging. It is really slick. It is a little bit more heavier. It's not cheap-ish, I would say. I do love the colors. Again, I said I liked the colors because I wanted this like brown tone palette. I wanted to have it like a nude or whatever the palette was. I don't know. You heard me wrote that, yeah. For me in particular, I don't get why we have like these two tones together with these two tones. I have to say, these two and then maybe a white and a matte black, for example, would have been more perfect as well. Like, or maybe a lighter shimmer. I mean, this one is not bad, but it's also not light. I get that, of course, her skin tone is way deeper than mine. I mean, listen, I'm fair AF. But again, I would have preferred a white or a really, really light beige. This one, other side. This one is not a light beige, and I don't have to say like these colors, these do look similar, these do look similar. Yes, they are different, but they are not like so distinct different that you will say, oh wow, those are so distinct different. I don't, you know, but I have to say this color is quite surprising. You can definitely tell it has one of those like coppery purpley tones. Do love that. I didn't try, well, didn't try this one because yeah, I will definitely try the palette more. So far I really, really enjoyed it. The quality is definitely great. I used this black as a liner before and I never had any problems with creasing or fading, even if I didn't set it, which is amazing. This one I used as a base before. Again, I didn't have any problems with creasing, at least with the colors I used. I know that this one is profound for creasing, so I'm kind of avoiding it a little bit, to be honest. Of course, you saw swatches. I didn't swatch the palette so far, so just so you know, I will do that now and then I will upload the video and edit everything, so just so you know. But yeah, I do think the color story is pretty. Do I wish for a lighter color, a lighter shimmer maybe? Yes, I would. But other than this, I feel like this is a great palette. Quality is right, the price point is not, but I mean, this is one of her bigger palettes. It's around, like I said, $65, $67-ish dollars. I did have a coupon code, so I didn't have to pay everything. But again, I did like it a lot. I did try it on a daily a few times and I was not disappointed. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. I mean, the look is really pretty. Again, today I used, I think, this shimmer shade as like just a topper and it was really, really pretty. I do like it. I do like it a lot. Will this be my favorite palette I always gravitate towards? Probably not. But I feel like if you don't own like a ton of browns or golds or any of the Huda palettes, and you do need a good rich palette, I feel like this one is quite nice. And even though I don't mind her face always on the packaging, just so you know. Yeah, I am excited that I have it. I do love it quite a bit. And yeah, this is my review. Of course, there will be another review at the end of the month where I talk about if after using it even more, if I really liked it, if I have anything like maybe a shade or two that are not as great maybe, because of course with 2 looks, I couldn't have done everything. I couldn't have used every single shade, so of course that is always a point. But so far I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I hope you liked it as well. If you did, then please subscribe to this channel. I upload 3 times a week, and if you aren't already, also subscribe to my TikTok and Instagram, because I upload there as well, and there's a little bit more of things I do in my personal life as well, so just so you know. And yeah, without further ado, I wish you a beautiful week, and we see us in my next video. Bye guys.